area. Area isn't the distance around, area is the under. It's a who? Yeah, but what does it give you? What does area measure? It's
the measure of its surface.
Yeah, how big the surface area, we measure it, it's how many squares are in something. How many squares. So if you're doing a rectangle, let's do that same rectangle that was 5 inches by 8 inches. One way to do that is to draw all those squares, right? I could cut this into 8 inches like this, so here's, oops. I could draw all of my squares. This would not take long at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many squares are there? Count them all up and end up with 40 squares. 40 square inches. Or you could use the formula for area of a rectangle, which is area of a rectangle equals, Logan? Well, length times width. We're using the same letters to represent the thing that we did with the perimeter of something there. Now, that is all well and good, except for when you come across a problem that looks like this. Here's my problem. I've got my, it's not going to be exactly a rectangle. It's going to look like this. What if I have this shape that looks like that and its dimensions are 10, 5, 12, 6? Can I change that? I'm going to draw a new one. I like that one. 10. I still don't like that one. Yeah, 10, 5, 12, and 6. Do I have a formula that finds the perimeter of that? Can I just use my 2L plus 2W? Raise your hand if you think 2L plus 2W would work. Really? Maggie's looks perplexed. What's that? Well, I was going to do perimeter first because I know I kind of slid back here behind over space. I didn't realize this was all done. You want to do area since you're at area?
Yeah.
All right, let's do area. Let us do area here. Does my length times width work for area here? No, because if you did length times width, I don't know which two numbers you picked. If you picked 10 times 12, you get 120, and that would be as if it was a rectangle that looked like this, and it's not. So when it comes up to be an odd shape like this, what do you have to do? What do you have to do, Alex? Which, by the way, how many of you like sitting where you want to? Well, good, because you're about that close to not being able to. Just so you know. Because anytime I hear conversation like outside of my ear coming from this general location. See, these people don't talk. Why? Because you're in my field of sight. These people over here think because I can't see them that apparently I'm deaf, but I'm not. So you might want to talk to them people on that side of the room and say, hey, I kind of like this. So if you could not talk, then this, everybody's happy. Wait, where were we at here? I'm sorry. Maggie, it was to do what? Yeah, I like the old divide and conquer rule. Divide and conquer. In other words, what you have to do, children, is it E-R or O-R? Concord? I'm just going to make an E over there. And you get your choice. You can either cut this into two rectangles by doing a line like this, if I could do it, and making this one rectangle and this the other rectangle, or you can make the line the other way. You can make a line like this, make this one rectangle and this the other rectangle. It is completely up to you. Sometimes it might be easier. You might want to look at it and say which one you think is going to be easier. But what you have to be careful with is this, children, and I see so many people go wrong on this. Okay, let's say I do cut it like this. Okay, this one's pretty easy because it's 5 times 10, right? From here to here. So the area of this rectangle is, just jump right in there and let me know, 50. But people make a mistake in that they look at this rectangle and say it's 6 times 12 and it's 72. And it's not. Okay, you have to be careful with that. This 12 goes all the way across this whole base. You have to stop right here because this rectangle is only that length. So how in the world, when it's not given, do you know how long that is? How in the world? Cabran?
You subtract 5 from 12.
Right. You need to know that whole thing there where a whole is a sum of its parts. This line plus this line has to give you this whole line here. So 5, this little piece here is 5. 5 plus what number is 12? That would be your 7. So 6 times 7 is 42. And then you add both areas together. 42 plus 50 is 92, whatever it is, inches squared. Now, just to prove to you that it really doesn't matter, let me redraw that thing. Actually, let me go back to, let me just keep the same paper there. I'll just do the same one over here if I can get it to work. See, I've got the same 1, 6, 12, 10, and 5, but instead of cutting it that way, I cut it this way. What's the area of this rectangle? 6 times 12 is 72. And here again, you have to be careful. This is not 5 times 10 for this. It's only this piece from here to here, which would be what? Even though mine's not drawn to scale. This 6 plus what number gives you 10? Logan?
5 times 4.
Yeah, 4. So you get 20 for that. Is 20 plus 72 92? Sure, why not? Now, can I do one more perimeter? Just a couple things. What if this was your problem? Can I find the perimeter of this as it stands like this? Given only those 2 dimensions, can I find the perimeter of that? Such a tough question. Yes and or no. Is that enough information to find the perimeter? Raise your hand if you think yes, you can find the perimeter of that. Raise your hand if you think no. In actuality, if you're dealing with perimeter, yes, this is enough information. Why? Because you're adding all the sides together. If I add this little chunk plus this chunk plus this chunk plus this chunk, what am I going to get? This plus this plus this plus this is going to end up being the same length as this line here. So I can just take that 16, and that counts for all 4 of those. Just like if I add this chunk plus this chunk plus this chunk plus this chunk, it's going to be the same as this side, which is 12. And then I just add these 2 together, and I get 12 and 16, 12 and 16, which ends up being what, 24 and 32? How about what, 56? Okay. As long as the shape is in a stair form, you can do that. But that would not work. It's like 3-dimensional. That would not work for this. If I gave you this as being 10 and this as being 12, could you find the perimeter of that? No. You could find the perimeter of everything but these 2 sides. Because you know, this plus this gives you 12. Okay, but you don't know how deep that is. They'll have to tell you. Let's say both of those are 5. Is that enough information to give you, to get you there? Yes. How long is this side over here? 10. And you know this plus this is 12. So you can add all that together. Got it. See you later. I don't know really what our assignment. Are you gonna be somewhere where, do you come back to school?
Yeah.
Okay, that doesn't matter. Then it matters not. Perfect. We're about done with all of this.